you go. Have to show the love to the new subscribers and the members. So definitely have that little commercial there. How are you, man? We live.
I'm good. How you doing?
We
We're
live now. Come on now. Act like we live. Let's see here. I got the little background music. Hopefully it is background and it's not disturbing you or disturbing anyone listening, watching, all that good stuff. Ladies and gentlemen, Dan Mangena is right there. Listen to dreamwithdan.com.
In full chocolate force.
In
the shadows of chocolate.
The shadows of something there. I can fake it and try to.
It keeps coming in and out though, because 1 second you can see me, and then you can just see my teeth.
I'm gonna leave that alone.
And eyes.
I'm gonna leave that alone.
I was watching a Michael Che stand-up clip the other day, and he was laughing about someone that didn't want to say that they couldn't see him in the picture.
Yeah.
I was like, look, here's a photo, and it was just his teeth and eyes in the picture because the lighting wasn't correct. But, so when I see my teeth and eyes, I laugh.
There you go. At least you still. At least that's all right. That's all right. That's Talk to me, man. Listen, you've been active. You, sir, have been the Abundance of Alchemy, the conference. I unfortunately was not able to be in the midst this year. Next year though.
April's up. We've settled up for April. We're all set with the venue for April. We've got a nice layout for that. I'm excited, very excited.
All right. Let me ask you, man, because and folks, welcome. Come on now. This is Conscious Conversations with Dan Mangena, and he just left the screen as I do a little bit intro bit there. Conscious Conversations with Dan Mangena, and we chop it up for a little bit of time, just having conversations about life, the pursuit of health, wealth, abundance, things of that nature, right? And open it up to conversation if anyone wants to chime in as well. We're just here to give you something positive to talk about and think about. Your conference, the Abundance, your Alchemy of Abundance. Does that each year follow the same pattern, same focus and conversation, or is next year's agenda already set? Or are you like tailing off of what you did this year for next year as well?
So what we do in the Alchemy of Abundance is we go through my 7-step model for the Alchemy of Abundance process, the Alchemic Life Creation process. And this was the first one that we've not done a live stream. So what was happening up until now is my camera crew were there, were live streaming it so people could take part at home. But that was really shifting the dynamic of how the event was run, because I had to think about the people at home. We didn't have the same flexibility with the exercises. But this time that we just had last weekend, there was no live stream for the first time. So I had freedom to focus everything in the room. So we did more exercises. It was more interactive. We had people having breakthroughs. I was able to do laser coaching. We have more space to integrate. It was a very, very different flow. So each and every one, we're going through the 7 pillars, but we're looking at what are the challenges of the people in the room. And I'm getting direct feedback so we can really tailor it, because it's not a theoretical, philosophical event. It's a very practical event to actually create that abundance. And we have people having breakthroughs. One woman manifested $2 million for her film project in the room. People having breakthroughs on their relationship challenges. People breaking through on their income. We have people breaking through on what they're going to do with their career. We have people opening up to what their purpose is, because we're there in the trenches doing the thing.
So in other words, this was probably the best one you've ever had, and of course I was invited and I was not able to make it. Is that pretty much what you're saying?
There were people that have been to every one of them, because they're never the same, and everybody said this was the most powerful one ever. But they say that every time, because because I'm continuing to do my personal work. I'm continuing to dive deeper and see what I can add to it. There's no script. They're the 7 pillars, and I'm sharing those and taking people through the process based on my growth as well. And I'm always working on myself. And we've got different people in the room, so there's a different energy going on. So we always want to keep it growing and never keep it stagnant.
Come hell or high water.
There we go.
I'm find a way. And like we were just saying, right, I'm gonna be across the channel from
Hmm.
you and from that location next week.
Hmm.
And see, if you
Yeah.
just pushed it off for like a week, I could have swam across the Gulf, and well, yeah, I'm not that strong. No, I'm not that good of a swimmer, but I could have been there in the midst. I could have done the
In
live
the midst.
streaming. I could have hopefully gained some value from the sessions, and I could have
Hmm.
coordinated your live streams for you.
There you
Oh
go.
man,
There you go.
that's
But
pretty
yeah,
cool.
April 1st through 3rd next year, we're going to be into it. Um, Slightly different format again. Next time we're going to do we're going to try a different timing on the day on day one and see how that works. Um, but yeah, we're excited. April 1st through 3rd, 2023, Alchemy of Abundance.
Love it, love it. I'm gonna push
Hmm.
that because
Hmm.
I'm gonna push that, and I'm gonna pin it in on my calendar to make sure that I'm there as well.
Please do. Please
Um,
do. Great to have you with us.
what else you got going on? I mean, we'll dive into topics as we just catch up. So this is selfish for me because I
Hmm.
haven't had a chance to. You're a busy man. You've got more. I thought I had a lot of stamps in my passport, right? You sir. You don't have to give specifics. Obviously, you don't want to tell people where you are because I don't want anybody breaking into the Mangena house. But what's going on from the corporate perspective? The Dream with Dan Foundation, the Dream with Dan, collective, and just the
Mhm.
initiatives that you're getting into as we close out this calendar year. What's going on, man?
Well, I'm actually closing out my work here this week. I normally close out at the end of November, but I'm heading up to the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix this year. I'm meeting up with some peeps, do a couple of things in Europe week after next. So I'm closing up early this year. Um, but the things that are going on in the background whilst I'm taking that little respite are the film. We're working on the score now for the documentary, so we're looking to get that out. We finished the last bits on the re-release of my book under the Simon and Schuster imprint. I got the book deal earlier this year, so we got a really just prepping for 2023 to come in strong. Um, we did 2022 Abundant You as our January summit last year. We're doing 2023 Abundant Me for January 2023, just to keep people off the right way with their 2023 to bring more abundance in. And yeah, the documentary and the book; those are the key focuses that we're getting into right now.
So I'm gonna need somebody. Can I get like maybe a signed copy? I'm not
Of
sure
course,
if
you can.
you know someone who's got any connection with this manuscript, but I don't know if you like know the author or no, know
We're
somebody.
acquainted. We're acquainted. We're
If you know
acquainted.
a guy, I'm not sure if you know a guy who can work that out. I would
We're
appreciate that.
acquainted. We're
Man,
acquainted.
that's cool. That's cool, man.
Hmm.
And I mean, the world just needs more and more. I think of this type of coaching, guidance, conversation about doing good, doing better, uh, dropping the excuses,
Hmm.
right? Doing what you can with what you have, and still succeeding, and
Hmm.
not blaming the person to the left or to the right or in front or behind of you, and instead having the initiative to go out and just go get it, right? Because
Hmm.
that's what you've done. And,
Hmm.
from everything that I know and that we've talked about, you've rose, you've fallen a couple of times, and as we all are, you're back on the upward slope, and
Hmm.
being able to tell that story, man, that's huge. That's huge, and we need more of this news and more of this information. I think in the world today in
Yeah.
society, because the only thing that I watch on that TV is CNBC, right? So
Hmm.
I watch my little portfolio do whatever it does, but I try to stay away from uh, the average everyday news cycle because there's just too much.
It's just too much polarity, people
Yeah.
arguing. I found out that a guy that I know got caught up in the January 6th stuff.
Wow.
I didn't. I was wondering why I hadn't heard from him. And he's about that. He's about that Mr. T
Yeah.
life.
Yeah.
He was about it. But yeah, he was down there on January 6th. Come to find out, he's not really. He's taking a sabbatical from freedom right now on
Wow.
account of his.
That's one way to put it,
On
huh?
account,
A sabbatical
yeah.
from. The wording that you use, Jay-Z need to hire you for his next album. A sabbatical from freedom. Come
Yeah,
on, man. Come on. Oh Lord, you
yeah.
done
He's taking a
completely
sabbatical
blacked
for
out.
3 months.
Where you at, man?
I don't know what's going on with
You in
this
the witness
this
protection
camera.
program or something? What
No,
camera you using?
I'm in the chocolate protection program.
Mm-hmm.
I'm on the Z1, but it's the light. I thought
Man.
I packed my ring light,
See,
my backup
you gonna
ring light.
blame the TSA on your luggage
Not
mishap.
even the TSA. It's Sky Express. I'm
Oh,
calling them out. Sky Express.
wow. Like that.
Yeah,
I guess we're not getting
I'm calling them
any
out. We're not going to get a sponsorship from them, but
Sky Express is not coming and calling us with any
no,
sponsorships. Yeah,
yeah,
just as much
yeah.
as I talk about
They're not
Mark
they're not
Zuckerberg.
replying. They're not replying customer service emails either. But that's another
Well, see,
conversation.
they let's hit him up. We'll hit him on Twitter live right now. We'll
Right
just
now,
we'll just tweet him up and
anyway,
see what's going on. See what's going
it's
on.
what it is. Luggage has been located. It's just got to be delivered now. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, it's got to be delivered now.
You got man's got to have his luggage, especially when he's traveling.
Man's got to have his
Always
luggage.
pack a spare change of clothes in your
I do
carry
that.
on.
I do that anyway.
Okay.
Spare toothbrush,
Yes. All
key
right.
things, cash, credit cards,
Yeah.
passport. So I got into where I was getting into. I got into Rome. I got into where I was going in Florence, and I tried to do a bit of shopping and grab a few bits, but we were set. It wasn't a bad situation.
Okay. See,
It wasn't a
those
bad
are the
situation.
things. See, as your kids get older, those are the things that's what dad teaches them to, right? Teach them how to change a tire. Teach them how to, I don't know, cut the grass in straight lines. And
Yeah.
when you're traveling, make sure that you have some extra clothes with you. Don't put everything in the well of the
Mm-mm.
plane, just in
No.
case.
All your eggs in one suitcase.
Right.
Don't put your eggs in one
You've
suitcase.
traveled enough, and I've traveled enough too, and been delayed enough times that my luggage has ended up in a whole different state. You just be prepared, be ready.
But you know what?
Yeah.
Amy, my amazing assistant,
Yes.
discovered that our beloved Apple have got this cool little gadget. It's like a little Find My Phone thing that you put in your luggage.
Yes.
So we've
Yeah, the
ordered a couple.
AirTag.
Yeah, I'm using that from now on. That's what's going on.
So you
Find
know
my
where your
bags.
luggage is supposed
Yep.
to be when it's
Yep.
across the water, right? Yeah, your
Yeah,
luggage is
yeah.
supposed to be in Cabo, and it's in
Yeah.
Dubai somewhere. That's
I,
not
I
a good
will
thing.
I will be tracking it from now on. So my next big trip, I'm taking in a couple of weeks. I'm gonna have my AirTags. It's called.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you, Apple. God bless you.
I
You got
I don't know
yours.
where I was looking for mine. I don't know where they are. I'll just use my phone and find it. But yeah, that's what I
Yeah.
keep my. Okay.
Yeah. I'm set. I'm setting up that now. That's going to be the new movement for sure.
I'll buy you some for your birthday.
Oh, thank you. But it's been a good couple of weeks. We got my ClickFunnels finally approved my 2 Comma Club award.
Yeah, hold on, man.
Finally.
Let's shout out. Come on, slow down. Let's talk about
Yeah.
that. Let's because I
Yeah.
think folks need to understand what the 2 Comma Club is. So go on and get into that, man. Talk about the
Yeah.
2 commas.
There's a lot of people out here that are talking about the numbers that they're doing.
Mhm.
They quote certain numbers, but I'm telling you, I didn't realize how verified you have to be to get that award, because they go in and out of everything. They want to see statements, they want to see lists, they need
Yeah.
to see Stripe account, they need to see PayPal, they want to have printouts and reports and references and blah blah blah. So yeah, very, very, very grateful that finally we got the plaque on the way that we are a 7-figure business.
Love it.
Verified, certified, not talking about it, being about it, and got the evidence now. But we got the email the other night. We got to do a couple of pieces administratively, and then the plaque will be on the way. So all being well, we'll close out the year, and the plaque will be on the wall. 2
Amazing,
commas.
man. Congratulations on that.
Thank
That
you.
is like the the play button for content creators, right? I mean, that's something that you strive for, and especially when you've built that business, you've touched enough lives, you've made enough revenue. I mean, you've done all those things, and to be recognized by the entities and the organizations that you're working with it's nice to have those plaques on the wall, because that's the blood, sweat, and the tears, and all the effort and all the work that you've done. So, yeah, man, that's really cool. I saw you post about that, and I wrote down. I said, I'm gonna make sure we talk about that, because that's a small fraternity. Right, that's a small fraternity of folks that actually have reached that pinnacle, and you're not even close to being done.
Yeah, well, we're on the way now. We're up to 6 figures a week now on the revenue. So We're pushing for that 10x award. That's the next one. So that's the target for next year.
Next year.
Yeah, that's the target for next year for the 10x award. That's what we're shooting for.
Listen, man.
Mm.
If you need someone, I don't know, carry them bags so they don't get
I was
lost.
waiting for you to say. I was
Listen,
waiting for you to say something
hey,
like that.
I can be them air tags. What you need, man? Put your boy on the payroll. Do something. We gonna talk offline about some
We're
of this,
going to talk offline about that.
but
Yeah.
because for me, it's all about surrounding yourself around folks that are doing big things and making
Mm.
positive strides. I got it written here in front of me in my studio. Right, I'm trying to put a dent in the universe. Right, folks are doing something positive to give back. We don't know how much time we got left around here. We unfortunately lost a couple of folks this week, but
I'm sorry.
you just never know, right? You just never know what and if you don't take advantage of the time that you have and give back to first yourself, right? Give back to yourself to make sure that you're happy, you're whole, you're straight, and then give back to those around you. It's almost like it's a waste, but yeah, congratulations on that. That's
Thank
huge.
you,
That's God, ladies and gentlemen, damn it, Gina's in the building.
Thank you, sir. Yeah, but they're really grateful for that. I'm playing with the idea of potentially doing some one-on-one coaching again. I haven't done much one-on-one coaching for the last year or two, but looking at doing a beta program January or February, taking people through the shifts that they need to make, because a lot of people want to make that leap into doing those numbers.
Yes.
And yet they're putting a lot of time, energy, and focus. I'm not talking about the people that are sitting around not doing anything. I'm talking about the people that are really grinding. They're going for it, and they're not seeing the results. And we're seeing that we can actually support people in getting those results. And so, I'm doing a couple of. We've got a couple of beta testers that we're taking through a particular program right now. And when they've gone through it, and we get some more case studies, then we're going to definitely turn around and look at supporting people with that in the new year with some coaching for sure.
Is there more value from in person versus virtual, or are you able to have the same effect with folks without having to physically be in the room on the whiteboard, patting them on the back and saying, let's work through this, going off by the water cooler and brainstorming? Or can you do that on Zoom and WebEx and on all these virtual platforms? Which do you prefer? I guess
Of all the of all the people that I've taken to millionaire status, I've only ever met two of them in person.
Wow.
The majority of them have been virtual, completely virtual. Of the people that we've been taking to financial freedom, I'm talking about people making six figures and multiple six figures a year of passive income, financially free. Some of them I've met in person. Some of them I met after they'd achieved their freedom. So we can do either way. I like a touch of in person here and there. And so what we're looking at with this program that I'm testing, it'll be some virtual, but then we want to have like an in-person thing, maybe at the Viceroy here in Los Cabos, somewhere nice that we'll get together, a couple of times over the course of a 12-month and have like a little get-together reunion for our seven-figure club members. That's what we're looking at doing.
I love it, man.
Yeah.
Y'all better Google this, man. Y'all. I don't just bring it. Listen, no, this is a collaboration. I'm gonna say I don't just bring folks on, but it's collaboration, right?
Collaboration magic.
That's it, man. That's it. Anything big going on for the holidays, for end of the year holidays? Because after we stop recording, literally, it kicks in, right? It's. I know you're not in the U.S., but still, it's Halloween, it's Thanksgiving, then it's Christmas, then it's New Year,
Christmas,
right? So
New Year's.
There's no stop. As soon as we stop, as soon as we press stop on today's recording, the holiday season officially starts, right? You guys got anything planned from a family perspective?
From a family perspective, not really.
Don't get in trouble, brother. Listen, don't get in trouble. I'm trying to set you up.
Ariana's going to be with her dad.
Yeah.
Olga's mum's coming over from Russia.
Okay.
I'm going to be away for a little chunk of the time. He's going to be 2 this year, so he's still like not really compass mentis of what's going on. But I think we'll definitely be doing something Christmas-esque. We'll see. My dad wanted everyone to come out to Zimbabwe for New Year's this year, but it's a long ass flight for a little guy. It's like 30 hours.
Oh
to
wow.
get there. So it's too big for him to do this year.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah. So probably
Man,
next year we'll do that. But yeah, that's it. We'll see how busy it gets, but it's probably going to be something a bit more quiet this year.
makes sense. Makes sense. Yeah, 30
Yeah.
hours. I've done 15, 16-hour flights, and it's tough
Hmm.
at
Yeah.
our age, right? To
Yeah.
fly, go to sleep, wake up, and still be 30,000 feet in the air, right? So I can only imagine when it's like for a two, three
Yeah.
year old. So, oh
Yeah.
my
So
goodness.
yeah. So I think I mean, it's like we got the flight from here to Mexico City across to Europe normally, then Europe out down, then to South Africa, then from
Mm,
South Africa up to Zimbabwe. It's like 4 flights and like 30 odd hours. Um, what
that's
the longest flight I think is about 12 hours or something like that. It's a lot of flying for a little guy, and
that's
because
tough.
he's not talking yet, he communicates his needs.
Yes.
But his mum was like, let's have him do a journey that's that long when he can ask more clearly for what he wants on that trip. So
Yeah,
that's what the measure is for him to be able to do that trip.
I love it. So not till he's 40 years old. Okay. Not till he's 40.
if if that.
Man, I love it. I love it.
Mhm,
Um, what's been the since the last time we talked, a couple of months, and again,
mhm.
I swing into my interview mode. I know again this is supposed to be a conversation more back and forth, but I can't help myself because I'm curious, right? But
Yeah.
what's been the biggest challenge that you've had with students with uh, folks who have come or looking at your programs, right? What's been the
Hmm.
biggest challenge that you've seen people say, I'm here because I can't or don't know how to do XYZ? Right.
It's letting go.
What's the limiting
Let,
factor?
let- Letting go has been the big one.
Letting go
Letting
of
go.
what?
So we've had the majority of people that have been coming through our doors recently has been for financial freedom in a box, which is our done for you financial freedom program. And what we're finding is that people aren't just able to let go and let us take care of things for them, and they end up trying to self sabotage their progress. And what we end up having to spend a lot of time doing is actually stopping them from stopping themselves getting over the finish line. And what we're finding is the emotional charge that's sitting underneath that for a lot of people is unworthiness. They're just not feeling worthy of the gift of abundance and of freedom. And so the unconscious program is kicking up and creating space for them to actually block that showing up. And so that's probably the biggest thing that we've been supporting people through as a direct impediment to them actually getting to the end goal that they want.
Hmm. So get out of your own way, kind of thing,
Yeah.
right?
Get out
As
of your own
I
way.
tend to say that quite a bit when I'm talking to some of my colleagues and some of my peers, right? You kind of get out of your own way and
Mhm.
stop.
Do you find that that's a common thing? Unworthiness. Do you find that's a common thing for the people that you're around and the people that you're connecting with? Because I'm seeing that more and more all over the shop now.
I'm seeing that being more of a deterrent to even starting, right? Folks
Mm,
are overwhelmed by the stuff, overwhelmed by the infrastructure, overwhelmed by the process. And instead
hmm
of taking it in chunks and breaking it down and then and working through it bit by bit, and
hmm
instead of me try to be like Dan, why not me just
hmm
try to be like me, learn what I'm good at, learn my process. So a lot of times folks will get stuck right there near the beginning and say, man, I
hmm
can't buy all these cameras, lights, microphones, mixers, and all this. I can't do the live thing until I have
I've
all
got
that
everything.
stuff. Well,
Hmm
no, you got $1,000 phone in your pocket, which you don't know anybody's phone numbers, but you bought it because it takes great photos and videos.
hmm
Use that, right? So there's a lot of that again. Just I think false barriers that I'm seeing
hmm
from the technology space that folks have for doing either well at their corporate job or well
hmm
at any side hustle or any entrepreneur type of effort that they're looking to start up because they're scared.
mm.
So
Yeah,
that's
but
a hard challenge. That's a hard conversation. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
no. So I'm with you. I agree with you completely. And it's sad that so many people not only are not making the move forward, but are stuck then in the narratives about where they are stuck.
Hmm.
It's like it becomes this vicious loop of I'm trapped in this narrative. I'm not moving forward because I'm trapped in this narrative. And then on top of that, then the narrative then starts to reinforce because they're not moving forward, they're seeing more of the same, and then they end up stuck in this loop, and it's like they don't even know how they're going to break free. They're
Yeah.
just stuck,
And
unable to
no
break
one's
free. It's
stopping
awesome.
them, right? A lot of times, again, it's get out of your own way. It's that individual that's deterring themselves from getting forward.
Mm-hmm.
Until you start winning, that's when you have haters, right? So if you haven't even
Mm-hmm.
started winning yet, you're the only one that's inhibiting your growth, right? Once you
Mm-hmm.
get out there and get some success and you start winning a little bit, that's when the doubters and the folks
Mm-hmm.
start, the trolls, folks will start chiming in with all the
Mm-hmm.
negativity. So aim to get to that point
Yeah,
is my thing, to
that's
be
the sign
honest
you're
with you.
doing right.
I
Yeah,
don't know.
if you're not having enough dissension, you're not putting out enough. If you're not having enough counter opinion, you're not putting out enough. If you're not having enough people saying that you're not going to be able to get it done, you're not putting out enough.
Yeah,
And that doesn't mean that we're chasing the negativity or whatever, or running after the negativity. But if you're not got anything other than agreement and people saying that you're amazing, you're not putting out enough.
man, listen, I never want to be the smartest person in the room. And
Never.
I had some, I was looking for my phone. Someone responded to a tweet that I put out the other day and said
Hmm.
some incredibly nasty things about me this morning.
Hmm.
And I was like,
Hmm.
okay, all right. So I chalked that up as, at least I got someone's attention, right? And I was like, all right, I don't take it personally. I got a thick enough skin to whereas, okay,
Hmm.
but again, I don't want to be in the room with a whole bunch of yes, yes, yeses. I want to have those awkward conversations. I want to have these
Hmm.
conscious conversations, and as
Hmm.
long as I'm helping make people think, then
Hmm.
I think the world would be a better place if we do have more of these dialogues instead of just being in rooms where everyone
Agreeing with
always
each
agrees
other.
with Dan, right? You don't want to
Yeah.
be in that room either, man.
Yeah.
It only
Yeah.
feels good for a little bit of time. It doesn't, it's not long term satisfaction.
I was reading a book by a guy that I'm reading a book by a guy that was on my podcast. Shout out to Rajiv Kumar, and he was telling the story of where "Don't shoot the messenger" came from, and I think it was a Roman king
Mm,
who, no, it wasn't Roman. He was Byzantine, I think. Anyway, it was someone it was a king, and the messenger came to let him know, no, the Romans are at the door, and he was so upset he cut the man's head off and just surrounded himself with people that told him everything was amazing, everything was lovely, and he ended up having to surrender to the Roman Empire because he didn't want to hear the truth. And sometimes the truth that we don't want to hear might come from the person that we don't want to hear anything from, but that truth could be the truth that we need to hear. And it's being open to hearing things that don't match what we believe, that we can actually have space for growth. Because if we're just hearing the same thing over and over again, there's no growth, there's no movement, there's no shift. And some kind of Roman Empire is going to be at the door, whether it's the Roman Empire of degradation, whether it's the Roman Empire of that missed boat, or whether it's the Roman Empire of being on the wrong side of a new shift in technology. If you're not ready to hear those differing opinions, you're going to end up having to surrender to that Rome at some point.
folks, Dan charges quite a bit for this type of consultancy and for this insight. Y'all just got blessed with a little nugget right there for just your time. All right? Y'all better recognize. Man is over here talking about, don't shoot the messenger and breaking it down in layman's terms for everyone to understand. I was over here
Mhm.
taking notes while you were saying it. Okay.
But the thing I do my best to live by is when you allow God to use anyone,
Mm,
everything can become a messenger. Like when you allow it to come from anyone, everything has a potential to be, whether it's your enemy, whether it's a child, whether it's a challenge, whether it's a mishap, whether it's a political statement, everything can become an avenue for you to be guided and directed in the right path. And so I do my best to step into a space of ongoing non resistance to the messages coming in, applying discernment, hearing what something's got to say, checking it against my values, checking it against what I know already to be true,
yeah.
and sometimes being open to being wrong or being out of touch or out of date or out of step. And that's where growth happens. That's where growth happens.
Beautiful. That's beautiful.
Mm.
I want to give a shout out. I see I see a lot of folks on Twitter watching. You can only soak it up over there, right? You can't comment, you can't engage. But appreciate you for being there. If you want to converse with us, come on over to YouTube. That's where we live. Eventually, I'm gonna put this. So I fired up a Discord server too.
Okay.
Right. There's a lot of engagement amongst my community specifically on Discord, and I decided
Okay.
out of a lot of consternation, I decided to meet the community where they are.
Mm-hmm.
And I went back and forth 4 or 5 times, right? Saying, do I? Because I hate Facebook. Again, we talk about sponsorships. I'm never I'll never get a sponsorship from Mark Zuckerberg, and that's just not where I want to be. From I hate that platform. Good. Oh my God. We can get into it and have an intervention all we want. Just not
I just
spot.
disappeared again. As soon as you
Yeah,
said that,
well,
I disappeared again.
Dan Medina is not at all affiliated with this particular show as I talk madness about a social platform that seems to have half of the planet on it, right?
Yeah.
So I was thinking about building my own from scratch. I was thinking about using different platforms that are already out there and then pulling people over there. I think a good handful of them would have came, but a high percentage of them are already on this platform called Discord. It's no longer just for gamers. It really is for conversation and engagement. I don't know why I got off on this tangent. Oh yeah, I was talking about everybody is on Twitter, but I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Right? It's too early for us to be broadcasting. Right? All of the coffee hasn't set in yet. I'm just rambling like a squirrel looking all around the field.
It's a jamjant. It's a jamjant. I make tangents, you make jamjants. It's all good.
So anyway, I'm trying to build the community and go to where the community is. And again, that was a life learning lesson. I need to fly to Cabo and fix your camera. I'm gonna just send you.
It's the lighting. It's
Does
the
Amazon
lighting.
do daily deliveries? I'll send you.
Can you see what's happening?
I got 1,000. This is unacceptable, ladies and gentlemen.
It's just because I don't have the lighting. That's
this man.
Yeah, it's all good.
He can go and spend a week on Necker Island. He's got those type of connections. He can, right? He can get the 2 comma club. He can do all these things. But when we decided to go live and have a conscious conversation with 2 people, all we see is his dark man over there. Or
it's resetting, and it resets and then resets again.
All we see is his silhouette over there as we're trying to have a deep conversation, and I just look like I'm talking to
the darkness. I always wanted the darkness.
The darkness that is Dan Mangena. Hilarious, man, hilarious.
Yeah. I like being darker. Actually, it was actually funny because so for those of you who are unfamiliar, Olga's not African American. She's actually Russian. So her daughter is a little blondie as well, and she was with her dad's family over summer, and she came back, and Olga's like, she's so pale. I need to put her in the sun. And I always just laugh because, like, you get those of us who are more deeply melanated,
yeah,
and people trying to bleach up the skin and sit under the shade. And,
come on now.
And then you get people putting the chemicals on to get lighter, and then you get the people putting the chemicals on to get darker. I just find the whole thing hilarious.
Yeah,
to be honest,
man,
I just find it hilarious, sadly hilarious. But
I wonder if there's, and so here I am looking for a way to integrate that into like a conversation that you could probably have. Why are folks not comfortable in their own self and feel the need to, from an outwardly perception and perspective, be different, look different. I'm me. It is what it is. This is 52. I'll be 53 in 4 days. Oof, good Lord. Man,
the B-Day's coming up. What's the date on that? I need to make sure.
The 28th, man. That's why I'm coming to your neck of the woods. I'm October 28th, man. I'm 53. Yes,
I need
sir.
to pop that in.
Yes, sir. I don't be
Okay.
telling people that. I should probably edit that out of this session right now.
Edit at the session. Now we got you
Look at
locked
him.
in.
I'm talking to. It's almost like he's in the witness protection program. We're gonna
You
just
know
go
what?
with it. You
Yeah,
know,
we just need to go with
it's
it.
gonna be great on the audio podcast anyway. So folks who are just gonna get the audio are just gonna wonder why I keep harping on it instead of just keep talking. But yeah, I'm,
It's hilarious. Like nothing's working. It just keeps darkening me. If I open this up a bit more, what happens with that?
yeah,
What happens there? Does that work?
a little
Or
bit.
is it going to? No, I'm just
Yeah,
like
I'll
enlightening.
do a in person session with you on the fine art of auto white balance
Okay.
and ISO, right? Because
Okay.
that's the issue that you're having right now.
Okay.
Your ISO and you probably got AWB set auto white balancing. So your the camera is trying to compensate and trying to do the best that it can instead of you manually telling it to stay at this level of brightness and this level.
Okay. I will. I look forward to being fixed up.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah. Yeah.
Where was I going? We were
Anyway.
talking something serious
Yeah. Well, to people that don't want
before
to
you
beat
blacked
themselves.
out. That's right. Before that's right
Literally. Literally.
because you were who you
Literally.
were and then you turned into the witness
Literally blacked
protection
out.
silhouette. Um,
No, but I think. I mean, how often are we actually trained to just be ourselves versus paranoia versus? Oh, you can see the Sea Cortez behind me. Can you see?
I I can see it. I'll be there. Give me 4 days. Just give me 4 days.
Forward
I'll be
this.
there.
Come on down. Come on down. Come on down. Yeah. Versus being comfortable with who and what we are versus knowing who and what we are. We're continually being bombarded. Even if you look, this was something that made me laugh the other day.
Hmm.
I was looking at this thing that had, I think it was a meme that showed what was sexy in the 60s and what was sexy in the 70s. And in the 60s, you had a Marilyn Monroe, and in the 70s, you had a Twiggy, right?
Hmm.
And even if
Okay.
you look at if you look at what they're going to be pumping around the 2000s, you got the Kardashians with the fake butt and all of that thing and blah 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 blah. And it's like there's a new there's a new standard for stereotyping of what beauty is supposed to be and what normal is supposed to be that gets churned out in these boxes, and we're told that that's what we have to look like. And you can sometimes see the trends. Like I look at what's going on with fashion. So, for example, I went to go. Um, I love ASOS chinos. I love them. They cost me $20. They fit me right. I know
Yeah.
exactly what my size is. They last me about a year, year and a half. But they just go together with my outfits. You
Yeah.
know, I may have a tailored shirt, I may have a tailored jacket,
Come on
but I got
now.
I got 20 and Gucci shoes, but I got $20 ASOS pants on. And I was on there the other day because I had to talk because some got lost. Obviously, they're currently doing a world tour with the luggage, and I needed a few pieces. And I ordered, and I was looking at what they're putting as the new season in menswear, bro.
I'm looking.
They've
I'm
got
taking.
blouses. Go to the shirts. They got blouses
Hold on,
like
man.
satin
I was about to
blouses.
say something because yeah, that's what I was looking at. I was like, wait a minute,
You
you
see
rocking
with the
some of
big bow,
this? Hold on, man.
with the big bows.
Hold on, man. What you
Wait, yeah. Go shop men and go to
what,
the shirt. Go to the shirts.
man? What these brothers rocking?
We haven't got there yet. You need to get to the shirts,
All right.
and you're going to see what they're putting forward as what. And if you scroll a little bit, you're going to hit it. See the silky satin shirt there. We ain't even got into it yet. Wait till they show you the bows, the big. It looks like a woman's
Hold
blouse.
on, man. This
There it
ain't
is.
it.
You see it? You see
Hold
it?
on, man. This ain't
You
what he
see it?
wearing. This ain't what he
This is
wearing. Like that.
now at some point in the future, someone's going to be looking back and saying, "Oh, that's how they dressed in 2022."
Uh, that's
Because
different.
history is written by the winners. So if you look at even when you look at what they were putting, we got the pictures of what they were wearing in 1400 and this and 1500 and whatever. It was whatever made it to the front line. So that's the people that were winning that had the resources to capture what fashion was at the time, and that becomes a standard that people are told to look to, not to be an individual and to dress how you want to dress.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. I can't even rock this. Selling fast too. Look at that. It's,
Yeah,
uh,
that's what I'm saying. It was showing that that's selling out. That's the new look. That's what they're putting forward. Now, for me personally, I don't really give a flying fluger of what anyone else wants to wear. Like, if
yeah.
you want to wear whatever you want to wear, that's up to you. It's like I don't understand why people become so obsessed with what other adults consensually do with their body parts with other consensual adults.
Mm,
I don't really care. But what's interesting to me is the standard that they're saying has to be what we adhere to. It's like if you're not doing this and you're not fashionable, if you're not doing this, you're not normal. So if we've got all of these external forces telling us what's normal, what's natural, who we're supposed to be, where do we even have the space to choose who and what we are? So no
wow.
wonder people are chasing after being darker, being lighter, being taller, being shorter, chopping down this nose, changing this, because we don't ever have that space to just be happy in our own skin with who and what we are.
Drop brother. You know what? Literally, right there. That's where we gonna leave. We gonna bless y'all. Well, he gonna bless you. I'm just pulling up websites. Um, that's interesting. I mean, that's a good point right there. And it's unfortunate, but I think a way to alleviate that is to continue to have your sessions, continue to have this session, continue to again have those awkward conversations, and have people literally put that mirror up and say, "Is this who you are? Okay. Is this who you want to be? If you say no, then how can we help you together to get to where you want to be, should be, need to be in life?" Right. So that is
That's what it's about.
that's the alchemy of abundance.
That's it.
That's conscious conversation. I'm not buying this right here. I keep looking man, if you want to rock that, that's fine.
It's not for me. It's not for me. I can
can't.
see some people could pull it off. For me, I don't think I can pull it off. It's not really.
Yeah.
That's not really the drip for me. That's
I
not
can't.
drip for
I
me.
can't do it, man. Listen,
But there's things that I put together that people are like, I don't see how you do it. I'm
no,
like,
hold on.
I do it.
I seen some of the wear that you put together. You know how to put them together. You got you know how to coordinate, like Red Fox has said. You know how to put the blazer together with the chinos. Yeah.
That's my space, and I stay. That's my lane.
Yeah.
Over many years, I've come to find that that's what really grooves for me. I've been enjoying the linen shirts. I did a few pieces of linen
Go
shirts
ahead,
this summer
brother.
when I was in Europe.
Linen shirts.
Yeah, yeah. Got a
That's
little
that's
linen
when you're
shirt
too
game
common
going on.
club. That's when you're too common club right there,
I
ladies and
got,
gentlemen.
I got my tailor putting that together with the stitching of the initials and the little fold up, and yeah,
Do your
yeah.
thing, man. Do your thing. Okay.
A few of those, few of those.
Might as well, right? Yeah. You put a couple of nickels underneath the mattress. You make sure that there's some food in the refrigerator for the family. Make sure the lights are on. But then listen, enjoy the fruits of the abundance, and enjoy the rewards of the work. Right.
Thank you, sir.
Again, but again, like I say, take care. Put that money underneath the blanket too, right? And don't mess with it for a little while.
That's right.
Do all those things and make it recurring, make it passive as much. You see, I'm throwing these plugs in for you, man. Are you catching? I'm throwing softballs, and you letting them fly into the Sea of Cortez.
No. It was a home run.
Yeah.
It was a home run. It was a home run.
I'm trying to help you, help me to help you.
Yes, sir.
I don't know what else to do. I'm just gonna talk to Amy from now on. I'm gonna talk to the very capable and informed assistant who handles the calendar, who handles the whereabouts of man. She doesn't handle the luggage apparently though.
She does now. She's got me those tags. I got my air tags. The air tags.
But you need to put her on the luggage rack duties to make sure that your stuff doesn't end up in Detroit when you still in Cabo.
Yeah, that wasn't a good look. But it's all good. All in perfection.
That's it, man. Dan, give us a closing topic, closing statement. I want to be cognizant of time, and I want to keep these bite-sized, and I know people appreciate that, and I know you got many things to do as well. But give us a closing topic, just a word of wisdom, word of encouragement as we depart from this place.
Find a way to get uncomfortable. find a way to have a difficult conversation, find a way to shift out the circle that you're in so that it starts to force you to grow and expand a little bit. That's definitely what I would encourage. 100%.
That's it. Awesome, brother. Appreciate you. I hope to see you in a couple of days if we can connect. That would be
Let's see what we can do.
amazing. That would be awesome. If I gotta again jump on a canoe or something and go to the other side, or I'll meet you in the middle of the Gulf. And that's what we'll do.
Okay,
I'll wave at you from like a ferry in the middle, and then we'll go our separate ways. But I would love to
we'll
have
see.
some time to connect with you in person.
Let's see what we can do.
All right, brother. Be good to
All right,
yourself.
bro.
Talk to you soon. We out.
Take care.